Good morning, everybody. I am Stuart Cohen, your Chief Motivation Officer and also the founder of Group Bootcamp. I'm very excited to bring you a two-part series that's called the Group Success Series, Group Sales Success Series. Today is part 1 and tomorrow is part 2. Reasons why group leaders are failing you and ways to reduce risk, take control, and increase sales. I hope you can come to both. If you can't, this one and the next one will be recorded and uploaded on the website. And I think I've picked two subjects, two areas in groups that are of high need, the big challenge areas. I always try to come up with something very, very topical. Clearly, groups is my passion, which I'll tell you a bit more about in a second. And we're really going to dig in and dig deep here, so I hope you'll come away with good stuff. If you have a question as we go, feel free to type it in, because halfway through I'll check that question box. If you can hang around to the end, which I hope you can, we're going to open the lines for Q&A. And also, if you had any questions about boot camp, you can let me know. I started Group Bootcamp February 2015. We've had many hundreds of professionals come through boot camp. Why did I do this in the group area? Why? Because I believe it is probably the one last area where travel professionals can create an obsolete proof business model. Obsolete proof. Now, we'll talk more about this in a minute, but basically, you know, the internet and direct sellers and the .coms, you know, they can't do groups the way you can do groups. And I believe the greatest profit opportunity lies with groups. If you don't know me, if you've never seen me before, you're like, who is this guy? Who is he to tell me how to do groups? Well, travel industry has been my passion for almost 30 years. I've been independent for over 10 in my own keynote business, and I founded a company called resortforaday.com, which I built for 5 years and sold to a company called World Travel Holdings. I was an executive in the travel industry, a leader. I started new brands. If you want my full bio, go to my website. I'm not going to waste your time with that, but just know one thing, the only thing you need to know right now, my friends, is that there is no bigger advocate of you, of the travel agent, than me. I believe in you, I believe in what you do, and I wouldn't have done this free two-part series among the many hundreds of other free webinars and articles I've produced over the years if I didn't believe in you and love you. All right, so let's move along, and I promise I will check that question box probably at the midway point, so don't be afraid to ask questions, make comments, make suggestions. If you want to connect with me, there's my stuff. I will show this again at the end, plus I have uploaded a couple of handouts, which I'll tell you about in a second, which has my contact information too, so we can stay connected, especially if you and I have never met before. I'm excited you're here. So today is part 1 of the Group Success Series, and I've broken it down sort of into 2 chapters. 16 reasons why you're not getting more groups, and 12 better methods for you to get more groups, and then Q&A at the end. I will have you out of here in the hour. I start on time, I end on time. And I did promise you a free PDF download. You could do it now, you could do it later, and if you can't figure it out, send me an email and I'll send you the PDF. There is the group viability test you can download, save, and own, and there's also one page on bonus training materials, including a lot of links to see more stuff, because you probably like podcasts and webinars. There's something I added in the last second. Let me explain. For my boot campers, I do what's called the Ask Stuart Hour, and it's basically business coaching for travel agents. There are no slides. It's just me and you, and it's the next best thing to one-on-one business coaching. Okay, it's included in boot camp. But whenever I have a guest expert in the studio with me, I open it up to the entire industry to join in. So I actually have 3 right now on the books, and these links will be on that page, that document there, the bonus training materials. So download it when you want, when you can. Don't be distracted right now. You'll have the whole time to get it. But I open up the invitation to you to be my guest. I have group experts on from Classic, Princess, and Celebrity Cruises coming up. And I have a long list of prior guest experts too. And we talk groups, how to sell more groups and make more money. J.C. Penney once said the best way to stop a bad habit is to never begin it. But how do you know you're starting a bad habit? So I kind of rephrased it. The best way to stop a bad habit is to replace it. And what I mean by bad habit is that, folks, if you've been in the business for a couple of years like I have, we learn things from each other, from suppliers. We go to conferences, conventions, and sometimes it's the same old thing. So we do the same old things, and we get the same old results, not necessarily better results, especially in a changing economy, particularly in travel. .coms and social media have forever changed our buying habits, and therefore consumers are shopping for and buying groups in very different ways, let alone travel. So my mission here today is to give you some new choices, some new habits, some new rituals, so you can do better at group business. We'll kick it off right now with 16 reasons why you are not getting more groups. And if you've just joined us, if you don't want to look at this handsome face the whole time, you can toggle it so you can see the slide bigger or smaller. It's up to you. Number one, you're convinced the internet and direct sellers are stealing your group business. Is that you? And have lost all hope of competing in the group arena. Let me tell you something, friends. There are a lot of travel professionals who believe this, and they don't even give it a second thought, or they just shoot out a price quote, and when they don't get the business, they don't blame themselves, they blame these guys. Well, let me tell you something. Internet, capital I, okay, that all that does is just create lots of confusion for people out there, right? Don't you agree? Lots of confusion, because everyone's got their own message, and it's usually sort of a way to influence you to buy their products, do it this way, and it's not really factual or truthful. Consumers have no idea where to turn. They are overwhelmed. There's too much information. They need you, the expert, to tell them what will be good for them and not be good for them, what's true, what's not true. The direct sellers. Are you upset that many of the cruise lines and tour companies go direct? Well, hey, listen, it's never going to change. They do it because they're not getting enough business from travel professionals, and I wouldn't worry about them, because any consumer booking directly with a supplier is only going to get a one-dimensional experience. Very limited, very in the box. And I'd be sad, because they'd be missing out on all the other things, the bigger opportunities that they can't talk about or they don't know about, because they can only represent and sell what they offer. So they're not stealing the business, my friends. So if you lose business to them, it's because they didn't steal, it's because you lost it to them. And I'm going to show you ways out. You don't have to lose it to them, because consumers need you desperately. They're making big, bad mistakes and coming back unhappy. They're missing out. Number two, you have only one foot in the door, and you're still dabbling, babbling, and afraid to commit. I hear this time and time again. And I don't know if this is you. You've been talking about it. You want more groups, but you're not doing much about it. You're afraid to give up some of the business you have and deflect and direct more of your attention to doing groups full time. I'm here to tell you it'll be the greatest gift, the greatest joy you can give your business, to do something you love to do and to make more money than ever before per hour. Yeah, per hour. So for those of you on the line right now who already are doing a healthy, magnificent, profitable group business, you're saying, here, amen to that, Stuart, because I'm doing it, and you're right. The best day was the day I committed to doing more groups and less individuals. So my friends, if there's anything I can convince you of today, it is get in with both feet. Dive deep, because it will pay off. It's not like a stock where you don't know tomorrow if it's going up or down. Group business is here to stay. It's growing. Suppliers want it. They need it. They love it. Consumers want it, need it, and love it, and it's an absolutely opportunistic area. Again, that will keep your business obsolete proof. Dive in big time. Will you do that today? Can I convince you to do that? It will pay off. Number 3, you do not know your true purpose. So consumers aren't seeking you out and don't know how you can help them. You know, it's one thing that you tell people, and maybe it's on your business card, it's on your website, that you do groups. You love groups. Okay, well, I drive cars. I go to the dentist. I drink coffee. Big deal. That's what we call unremarkable. What is your true purpose in this business? Is it just purely to make money? Is it to help people? Is it to give them memories of a lifetime? We go on and on and on. The problem is so many consumers out there don't understand your value, and a lot of times we blame them. We blame them for not understanding your value. Well, it's not their fault for not understanding, because most travel professionals in the past have never been able to adequately describe what you do, your purpose. And you can apply this to groups too. So here it is. I'm going to tell you your purpose. Now, get ready to write this down, because it's 3 points. You have 3 points of purpose, my friend. This is it. Whether you do groups or not, number 1, you reduce stress and risk as a travel agent. And if you want to use these exact words with your clients, do it. But be prepared to give an example of in the past how you've reduced their stress and risk. Because if you're not reducing stress and risk, what good are you? Why does a consumer need you? I don't care that you don't charge fees and that the supplier pays you. Big deal. But why you? Number 2, you add value and convenience. Go ahead, tell this to all your consumers, but be prepared to back it up. Now, when it comes to groups, let me tell you something. There's a lot of value, a lot of convenience you can add, some of which we'll talk about during the series. And finally, number 3, you transform the entire experience from good to great. Use that line. See what people have to say. Well, Stuart, travel agent, I didn't even know you guys existed anymore. What can you do for me? Well, I will reduce stress and risk, add value, convenience, and transform the entire. Now, you can't just blurt it out like that. You got to give it time to resonate, let it marinate so they fully understand your purpose. This is your purpose. Okay, and I hope you have your elevator speech, and I hope it includes elements of this. It's very important, because if you're saying the same old thing, then you're the same. Then there's nothing remarkably memorable about you, and I won't know why I need you. Number 4, you're mixing up speculative and affinity groups, which have mutually exclusive methods and clients. Now, sometimes we use the word speculative, sometimes we use the word promotional. So let me just make it clear here for those of you who aren't really sure of the difference. Okay? An affinity group is a group that they have reason for being together, either a common shared passion, a love, a connection. They might be a family, they might know each other, they may not, but they share a glue that binds them together. Remember, the only way a group is successful is if the affinity is very, 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 said 3 times, strong. Remember what you're doing, friends. To do an affinity group means you're telling people to travel with a group of people they may not normally travel with, go at a date, on a date that they may never normally travel at time of the year, go to a place they may have never been to before or have never thought of going, paid the kind of price, go on a particular product. You're asking a lot of people to travel on an affinity group, but they go, those of you who have done groups, you know what I'm talking about, because there is a reason, there is a core magnet that draws them together. On the other hand, a speculative or promotional group, friends, and that's where, it could be any supplier, it could be cruise line, it could be a tour operator. They have a deal, an opportunity. Okay, maybe it's a price incentive, or maybe it's a value add incentive on a particular date or dates, and you promote it. Now, that's not an affinity group, and that's not what I teach. It's not what we're talking about. We could talk about that another day if you want, but you can make some money doing that. Maybe you do, but we're here talking about affinity. Now, a speculative group or promotional, really the lead is not the people, it's not the event, is it? It's the price point. It's the deal, it's the value, it's the special offer. And you're going to market it different. They are different clients, too. Okay, so I just want to make sure that's clear. So number 5, you're overlooking a highly lucrative group type corporate. Have any of you ever done corporate groups, meetings, incentives? Now, after this is done, I'm going to go back and check the question box to see. I'd love to know if you've done it, if you've dabbled. Tell me your story. I love hearing stories, whether it's a success story or if it's a failure, because that's where we learn. We learn from both. And also, I wrote an article in Agent at Home magazine. I should have uploaded it. I did not. If you want a copy of that, on the opportunity, on the benefits of doing corporate business, and I'm happy to email it to you. Just send me an email, and if you haven't already read it in the magazine, I'll send you a link to it so you can read it. I believe it's really good because I make a compelling case that A, you're needed out there. The corporate center business and meetings, they don't all go to the big guys and gals out there. They don't. There's plenty of, actually there's not plenty of, there's only a small number of small agencies doing this business because most agencies don't believe they can. Well, you can. Yes, you do it very differently than you do a regular affinity group, a leisure type affinity group. But you absolutely, positively can do it. I have a lot of training in this in boot camp, and it's the crazy part is a lot of times agents think it's more complicated than it is. It's not. And ask me for this document, but one of the greatest benefits is, of course, once you make that sale with the company, with the organization, let's say it's an incentive, you don't have to worry about the marketing of it. They're going to give you the list of travelers. Right? You just need to worry about putting together the great package possible and delivering a phenomenal product, especially if it's incentive, because they go big, baby. Go big or go home. And incentive is top notch. You guys know this, right? And you have to wait for payment from each individual? No, the company gives you one check. Oops, sorry. One check. So don't overlook it so fast. Number 6, you still believe in promoting free travel as the best way to get groups. My friends, that's a hook that nets people who only care about traveling free. Let that marinate for a second, because the majority of agents out there still do this. And I hate to play judge here, but I'm telling you, if you say, ask me how you could travel free, that's all I'm ever going to be focused on. I'm not going to give a worm about the group. Oh, I just want to travel free. Oh, well, wait a minute. No, you said I could travel free. Don't put levels on it now that I only get this and get that. I don't get the taxes paid for. Our tour conductor's really free? Really free? I don't think so. Ixnay on the oxnay, friends. You don't need to be doing this. I do not believe it's an effective way to build your group business, and it usually only gets you in a big trouble. Number 7, you're still focused on selling groups. Now, this one may be a mind bender here, but people and organizations don't want to be sold to. Yeah, we're going to talk about this later, where agents send out postcards, they knock out doors, they make phone calls, send out emails, blah blah blah, trying to sell groups. Hey, I do groups. Or I've got a great idea. Here it is. And it's nothing more than a solicitation. So one of the biggest premises that I teach in boot camp is that your job, friends, to grow businesses, about growing, is not to sell groups, but to use group travel as a solution to solve their problem. For example, if we were together right now, I'd ask you for interaction here. Give me an example. And you may be thinking the easiest, a family reunion. Hey, we got people from all over the country. We love getting together, and this is a real big one because Grandma's turning 89 or whatever, and we got to do something special all together. Wow, I've got a solution to your problem, and that's a group trip. A company down the road here wants to do a special, recognize their loyal customers and attract new ones, and the owner of the business is out there friendly, shaking hands, loves meeting people, loves being with people, and happens to be an excellent chef too. And, you know, so how do you do it? There's a problem. Well, I've got a group trip idea to solve that problem. You see, don't sell groups, solve problems. So your mission when you're out there trying to find new business friends is not to go sell what you do, okay, but to find out what their problem is. What's your problem? What's your problem in your organization, your association, your business? Maybe group travel can be the solution. Number 8, you're searching far and wide for group leaders and not creating new ones or being one yourself. Everyone's looking for a group leader. I'm looking for, where do I find the group leaders? That's the biggest question. Well, if you want to find the group leaders, just check in the yellow pages. Believe it or not, I think they still print it. And you'll find them. And what you're going to find is the real professional, savvy group leaders who are going to ask the world of you because, unfortunately, they know the game. So many agents before you have revealed how it works. And that's not their business. It's your business, like TCs and like amenity points. It's none of their business, friends. None of their business how the back end works with you in terms of commissions and earnings and bonuses. Well, the savvy group leaders you're going to go after, they're going to know it, and they're going to dictate to you, and you're probably not going to make much money, and they're going to take over, and that's not what you want. Why not create a new one? We're going to talk about this in Series 2, which is tomorrow. Our entire focus tomorrow is on finding and controlling group leaders in a beautiful, loving way. When I say controlling, but managing them to success, because that's what they're hiring you to do. And have you ever thought of being your own group leader? Are you? Are you? Have you done it? Why not? I did it. You're probably saying, oh, this guy, okay, he's been an executive, this kind of blah, 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 but he's never really done groups. Not true. I have many, and the most recent is a partial ship charter, not a full ship, of a river cruise, the Ama Cristina, Ama Waterways. Yeah, me and a bunch of my family and friends. So I did it, and I actually did every step of the way. I did everything I teach in boot camp. I did with my personal group. Okay, and I'll give you access to the Facebook page if you want to see it, so you could see everything that I produced. I'm happy to. Just send me an email, and I'll send it to you. Number 9, you're blinded by the allure of big groups and forgetting the qualifying process to avoid nightmares. Hey, friends, I get it. You see a big group, they're talking a big game. Yeah, we're going to go. Everybody's jumping up and down. Rah, rah, rah. Boom, boom, boom. You go block 100 cabins, you know, and all of a sudden, wah, wah, wah. It doesn't work. It fails. You know, all that time and energy and money and resources, it failed. We get blinded by big groups, and it's only natural. We get excited, but friends, I'm telling you right now, and by the way, here's where that free PDF is, so stay tuned. It's really not about size. It's not about quantity, friends. It's about quality. And I won't even go into all the details because I have in boot camp, I talk a lot about this, but I have a video training module called my Group Viability Test. And one of the free PDFs that I'm giving you is the word-for-word transcript to this video module. So whether you do it now or later, I uploaded it here for you to download and keep and print and do what you wish with. And it's a 10-step group viability test. Friends, before you say yes and sign on the dotted line, you need to go through the 10-step group viability test, and it will tell you if it's going to work or if it's going to fail. Friends, know before you go, I'm going to save your shirt, I'm going to save you money, I'm going to save you time, and I'm going to make sure you get to sleep at night knowing you made a good decision, because you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. Number 10, you're dumping big ideas in emails and are frustrated when they don't respond and you can't even get in the door. Mentioned this just briefly before. You don't have to raise your hand if you've done this, because you may have. And I used to do it too until I learned a better way, a better method. If you send an email to an owner of a business, to a president of a company, and you put this big idea here, they probably get a dozen of those a day, right? And you sort of spilled the beans. How do you know they've got that problem? You're making an assumption. It's your idea. It's all about you. My friend, successful sales is when you make it all about them. Hey man, you got a problem? I can help. Here's how. Not, hey, here's my problem. I want to do more business. I want to sell more groups. So will you do this with me? You see the difference here? So if you put your big idea, you're spilling the beans, more often than not, you will not get any kind of response back. And perhaps you've even given them an idea that they'll do with their travel agent or somebody else, where all you had to do was just at least get in the door, ask for the 15-minute meeting. I don't have time to go through that in this session, but that's in boot camp 2. Ways to get in the door to discover what the problem is, and it's called the 15-minute meeting. 15-minute meeting. And by the way, as we're talking stuff, go ahead and type those questions. When we finish this section, I'll take a quick check. If we're not already friends on my business Facebook page, which is Stuart Cohen Show, please do that, because I'm happy to respond to these as well there in a public forum. Number 11, you're still sending group proposals via email and wondering why they focus on price and rarely call back. So let's just say somebody says, yeah, give me pricing. And you work up pricing and stuff, and you just shoot it over an email, and then you can't get it back on the phone. Has that happened to you? Well, oh my goodness, that's not the way it works, because it's reduced down to a commodity, to a price. You are reduced to just another agent and a price, and conditioning the consumer to shop even more. When I get a call for a speaking gig, how much? I never put the price in the email. Let's get on the phone before I tell you how much I am. I want to make sure I'm your guy. Tell me what you need. Tell me what you don't need. And I'll let you know if I'm your guy. And if I'm your guy, then I'll tell you how much I am. Right? So price in this case comes last. You need to do the qualifying process. You need to do the pitch in person. I have a whole series of modules called Pitch Perfect in boot camp, where, and if some of you have seen me train live, or I think we have some boot campers on right now, you know what I'm talking about. It's Pitch Perfect. It's when to pitch. It's how to pitch. You never want to spill the beans. You want to make your proposal in person to the largest number of people in that conference room possible, not just one. So please, don't spill your big idea in an email, and don't send prices in an email, even if you say we'll follow up after. And hey, it just doesn't work. Number 12, you sell, pay attention, stripped down, off-the-shelf, bare-bones products, getting you price chopped, and devalued. Friends, stripped down, off-the-shelf, bare-bones products. That means, as a consumer, why on earth do I need you? I can buy this 50,000 other places. So I teach creating the package. You want to grow your group business? Don't sell the off-the-shelf product. Do create a, listen to my words carefully, more inclusive package. Not all inclusive, more inclusive package, because you know when they get there, there's going to be stuff they're waiting online for. There's going to be stuff they wish they had known before because it's sold out or it's more expensive. You're going to What are you going to do? Number one, reduce stress and risk. Here's where the package becomes brilliant, becomes a savior, becomes your calling card, the hallmark of your existence. Number one, you're going to reduce stress and risk. Number two, add value and convenience. And number three, transform the entire experience from good to great. And you do this with a package. Number 13, you're not assessing if the group leader will deliver, which gives you stress, frustration, and failures. Have you had a group leader let you down? Guess what? It's not their job to hold you up. That's why they hired you, or else they would have done it themselves. We're going to talk all about this tomorrow, so I do hope you're going to be back tomorrow. And I've got really phenomenal training there, so you get to really synchronize, harmonize, and work collaboratively with that group leader so they don't have a chance to let you down because they know what their role is, what their job is, and they deliver big for you. It's important that you get the best group leaders from the beginning and do the right things to manage it. Number 14, you rush to publish rates and then do the sales promotion, which is the outdated backwards method of launching a group for sale. All right? Let me give an example of this, because before boot camp came around, before I created this thing called the group launch sequence, it's called group launch sequence, okay? And it's upside down, it's backwards of the way agents and suppliers have been teaching that you should launch groups. See, right now the way it works is you know, get quick as possible, you open for sale, you publish the pricing, and then you do the marketing, and then you work to build momentum and to build sales, right? That's the way agents have been doing it for a million years. I'm telling you that's wrong. It's backwards. So in my new method, okay, so that you don't end up in a panic stage there and say, oh my goodness, now nobody's buying because everyone is saying, well, did you buy? Did you buy? I'll wait, she'll wait, they'll go if we'll go if they'll go, and you end up having to do a promotion or a discount, and it gets all ugly, you're going to do it opposite. Okay, I'm just giving you a little tickler here. That what if you did the marketing first? You didn't print pricing. You didn't open up for sale. No, you can't buy this now because it's not available yet. We're putting the finishing touches on the product. You do all the momentum so that when you open up for sale, you have the biggest, highest momentum. And you open that window, you close that window, bam, and you sell out. You're done. It's over. Yeah, that's called group launch sequence. And it's a beautiful way to market. It's in boot camp. So I'm hoping, listen, if you don't want to join boot camp, that's fine. We'll still be friends. We'll always be connected. I do lots of free stuff, but if that's really in your passion, your love circle, maybe you want to be there with us. Number 15, you're not maximizing supplier resources and co-op dollars, leaving efficient tools and money on the table. For 50% of my career, I spent it on the supplier side. I know how co-op works. I was the guy who was in charge of giving it out. And the other 50% of the time, I was the guy who would ask for the co-op from the suppliers. So my point is, there's a lot of good resources on the table there for you, and sometimes we don't avail ourselves of it. See, I'm a big believer in OPM, other people's money. Are you? And it's perfect in group sense, but unless the BDM or the DSM, whatever they're called these days, sees your plan and know that you have both feet in, you're going to make this work. You're not going to get the money, right? They have to believe in your plan. And once that track record is going, friends, they'll be knocking on your door with cash ready. What are we doing next? What are we doing next? And for those of you who have suppliers who are that loyal to you, they're only, listen to me carefully, that loyal to you because you've been that loyal to them. So you got to establish that track record of success first, of doing it, putting money where your mouth is, committing to learning how to do more groups, better groups, more efficient groups, more profitable groups before you go asking for the cash. But then it'll flow. And finally, speaking of suppliers, with all due respect, I love them. I do, because most of them are my clients. They hire me to do workshops and keynotes for their staff, in fact. You and most agents are practicing the outdated, old-school, ineffective marketing methods that the suppliers teach. And that's what I'm here to change. I am a transformer. I am a business coach. I don't like teaching the same old things. I like giving you fresh perspectives and new ways of looking at stuff. I'm not reinventing the wheel, friends. What I'm doing is just applying outside the box methods, newer strategies, so you have more success. All right. So here's what I'm going to do right now. I'm just going to check the question box real quick before we move on, see if anybody's had any comments or questions. Then we're going to, we've got I'm going to give you, what is it, 12? Yeah, I think it's 12 tips of how to grow your business, how to get new business. So hang on there. Hello, everyone is saying hello from New Jersey. And I am definitely going to pronounce your name wrong. I am the king of pronouncing names wrong. So would you please forgive me? Oludapolo. Oludalapo. Did I say it right? I love you. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you very, very much. In New Jersey. Jersey. I'm going to Jersey for Christmas this year with my best friend. Peter says no sound. Well, Peter, I hope the sound has been working because I've been yapping away here for a half hour. I guess the sound is working for you guys. Denise said, hi, Stuart. Glad to be from Westminster, Colorado. Welcome, Denise. Kim says, hello, Kim. Corporate groups I worked in an incentive house years ago. Thank you, Kim. I am so glad you're here. It's so good to see your name, and thanks for giving me a shout out there on that the blog, the Facebook page, Travel Agent Hacks. Tracy, hello. How to break in incentives but do not know the best way to break in. Please send me information. All right, Tracy, I'm going to send you that article, no problem. Raylene's in the house. Please send me a link to the article you wrote. You got it. Denise says, I've worked with a couple of businesses, a small roofing company that takes their sales team on an incentive trip each year, and a dental office that closes completely for a week and takes their team on a trip for team building. Denise, thank you for sharing. Thank you for inspiring. Friends, you can do this stuff, man. It's profitable. And I guarantee you, Denise loves it, and they love her. Peter says, no sound. Is there a replay for this? Absolutely. It sounds like it could be a setting on your computer. I don't know. But there will be a replay. And you probably can't hear me say this right now, but there will be replay. Tracy says, yes, would love to see your personal group Facebook page that you put together from your own group. I will do that. I'll publish that name. Julianne. Stuart, will tomorrow's training be available as a recording? Absolutely. Yes, I'm recording them both. I got it right. Yay! Thank you very much. Thanks for the great information session, you bet. And final comment from Stephanie, acting as the group leader, would you start at number 6 in the viability test? Yeah, absolutely. But you know what? It's okay to do 1 through 5 because every element of the group viability test apply to every group. Now, clearly, as the group leader, you believe in yourself and you know that you have to deliver. And I think tomorrow's session you're really going to love, Stephanie, because whatever I'm imparting to help you identify and manage a group leader is the same responsibilities and behaviors that you would do as a group leader. And it can be done. Like I said, I led my group of family and friends. So clearly it was pleasure, but it was also work. And I did all the methods that I talked about in terms of efficiency, communicating with people, reducing the number of phone calls and texts I would get for people asking the same questions, how I work payments and refunds, and everything. And it was beautiful. And you know, it was a river cruise. So you're like, well, Stuart, how did you package? We don't have time for all this. How did you package? Because a river cruise is so inclusive, which is awesome. But we did. I did build in a couple of special bonus things that I didn't reveal to the very end. I kept everybody waiting on edge. I didn't even tell my mom the price until we opened for sale in the group launch sequence, just to let you know. Okay, we wrapped up those questions, so now we're going to continue on. And again, if you have any questions or comments, get them in there because at the end we're going to leave time. So let me go through 12 methods quick to help you source more and improve the quality of the groups. Number 1, be deliberate. Pursue your passion, have real purpose, and niche. You know, you go out there looking for the groups, or you know, you're going to cast a wide net in a big ocean, and what happens with a wide net with big holes? The fish get through. What you need to do is really niche, especially in groups. Be deliberate. What's your passion? Who are the people you love working with? What are the kinds of organizations you love working for? Really do what I call the love circle test. So you go after the business you really, really want. That makes a big difference because your passion comes through when you're sitting down talking to a prospect. And then part two is then be found. Stop hiding. Be remarkable. Everyone says, oh, where can I go out and find? Go out and find, or you advertise or you promote. Can I find you? If I Google your name, what am I going to see? I know some of you have a business name. I'm a big believer in you. If you're the brand, if you're the business should be in your name. So that's why my company is StuartLloydCohen.com, period. People say, who are you with? Who do you work for? StuartLloydCohen.com. Period. Well, I don't have millions of dollars to create a fancy brand name, but I'm going to show you how to be found too. But the thing is, if I Google you, if I meet you at an elevator, you give me the elevator speech, you know, will I find you? And when I get there, will I like what I see? Will I like what I see? Are you different? Are you unique? Are you somebody special? So why don't you do this? Number three, why don't you create a one-page? This is a great challenge. Go ahead, do it, and send it to me if you want, friends, when you're done. One page. And don't make it 10-point type. And you know, because it's not about quantity, it's about quality. Tell me who you are. Tell me why on earth I need you. I don't care you've been doing this for 30 years. Big deal. Tell me what you've done in those 30 years that convinces me I should never book this trip without you. Create a one page. You want me to check it out? If that's what it'll take to get you to do this, do it. A hot sheet, one page, but sum it up. Why on earth do I need you to plan this trip? Number four, brag. How come agents don't showcase skills and certifications? And when you're at an event, are you broadcasting live? Okay, this Saturday I leave for Jamaica. I am the keynote speaker for the Palace Resorts Global Convention, 4th year in a row. And I will always do a live Facebook broadcast. I will always do postings from there to showcase to friends, family, prospects where I am, what I'm doing. Are you doing that when you're attending your conference, a trade show, even an online training event? Brag. And when I come to your site, whether it's a website or social media, show me happy clients. Are you bragging about who you are, what you do, and how you've reduced stress and risk, added convenience and value, and transformed the experience? Number five, again, quit focusing on selling. Your mission now, friends, is just to build your list, because you may meet somebody today in the Kroger squeezing cantaloupes, and they may not be ready to book a group right there in aisle 4. But in 6 months they might, or they may have a friend of a friend of a friend whose uncle plans out incentives and needs an expert to help plan the next incentive. So build that list, keep in touch, and don't be disappointed if they don't book right away. And I'll show you how to get the business from them too, just so you know what you should ask in a minute. But it means you got to get up and get out. Are you networking? Are you meeting people? Very important. I do this here in Memphis, and I can't tell you how many people I've met and how much business it's brought to me just by getting out, shaking hands. Later today, I'm running for president of the Memphis Coaches Network, so we've got a social event that I put together. On Friday, I'm a mentor for a leadership organization through the University of Memphis called MILE, M-I-L-E. I do these things to meet people. I enjoy people, and it's been great for business too. And if I can help them in their business, especially the students in the leadership program, then I'm a happy guy. And I'll get all the things I need because I've given other people the things they need first. The Zig Ziglar quote. Number 6, look first in your own backyard. All the business you'll ever need is right there, already on your list. The people you know. Yeah, and I know for your closest family there, you know, they're hesitate to book with you. I know, I get that. That's fine. Sometimes you got to prove yourself first, but that's okay. Don't be dissuaded because they may feel a little awkward. But I guarantee you they have friends and family in their inner circles and their outer circles who have problems that need solving, where group travel could be a solution. So don't set your sights on going out there right here in your own backyard. You're sitting on the diamonds right now. When's the last time you set it? And when I put this challenge out to my friends, I said, hey, go make a phone call to a local business that you love and ask the owner, hey, can I buy you a cup of coffee? Will you take that challenge and do it and let me know how it goes? I do it all the time. And now I'm being asked. People say, hey, Stuart, can I buy you a cup of coffee? I want to learn about you. It's great fun. You never know who you're going to meet. And it oftentimes leads to business opportunities. And number 7, friends, don't tell everybody on your list that you do groups. That's boring. Ask. Get ready to write this down. I guarantee you it could net you groups. This is the question, real simple. What big events are on your horizon? I've got a lot more of this kind of stuff in Group Bootcamp, but I want to give you probably the number one, what I call a pickup line. This is what I call a pickup line to get new business. What big events are on your horizon? Don't you think it's easy to say? Don't you think it sounds great because you're showing care and concern and interest in other people? And don't you think that maybe, just maybe, somebody's going to say, as a matter of fact, we've got this. As a matter of fact, we've got an anniversary. As a matter of fact, my company this or my organization. And there could be an opportunity for you to solve a problem. Number 9, if you still can't think of a niche, if you still can't think of businesses to go visit and make friends with the owners to see if they got problems you can solve, focus on celebrations, friends. You know this. It's the number one group reason, if you will, or group type, celebrations. People do special things to celebrate. And even if it's 6 staterooms or 6 rooms, again, it's not about quantity, it's about quality. Get up and get out. Integrate into community. So if you do have a niche, if you love photography, if you love yoga, if you love gardening, whatever it is, get into those communities. Make friends, share, and write. Is anybody doing that right now? Meet the people in those communities. Don't sell, just make friends. How do you do it without directly selling? Be generous. Are you giving away free stuff? Guess who's giving away free stuff right now? Me, Stuart. I'm giving you this free 1-hour webinar, tomorrow's free 1-hour webinar, plus bonus PDFs. This is the way I've built my business over the years. I don't pay for advertising. This is what I do. And I'm hoping that, and I know statistically a percentage of you are going to want to join bootcamp. And a percentage of you won't, but we're going to always stay connected, and I'm happy with that. So how can you be generous? What are you going to give away, sample appetizers to taste? I know you can't give away free vacations, but give away information. Just because you know it all, and don't assume that the people out there know it. Can't you write down 1 tip, 2 tips, 3 tips, things if you learned on your trips? People love that. You're the expert. You're the pro. Be generous. And so what information should you give? Well, what questions are most frequently asked of you? It's real easy. Just put it out there. Give it out. PDF in a blog, on your Facebook, whatever, social marketing. Be generous with information. People like that. It's called a reciprocity trigger. If you give away something free, like I'm doing here, I'm hoping, and you'll be hoping, that a few of them out there will be willing to come back a second time to hear more of you because you gave them a gift. Number 11, get strategic partners. This is a big overlooked area of groups, friends, that I know will give you a significant boost in success. When you have a strategic partner, it could be an organization, a person, somebody who's well aligned with the mission statement of the group to come in and have a list. It's all, because remember, the only way a group is successful if you read the group viability test, if you have access to a list of potential people, and that list has got to be big because only a percentage of them are going to go. So you have strategic partners involved too, who are in it to win it, who will share their list because they want their people going too. then you've got an even bigger marketplace to market to. And finally, number 12, be the celebrity authority. Now, I not only do training, but I love being inspired by other trainers. And I went to what's called the Prosperity Series here in Memphis by an exceptional keynote speaker, Terry Murphy. And this is one of her many points, that we all need to be the celebrity authority. I work really hard to be the celebrity authority when it comes to group sales, group business. I want to be the #1 trainer. Anybody thinks of learning groups on the agent side, on the consortia side, the host side, who do we get? We call Stu Cohen. He's the guru, the celebrity authority. You need to do that, friends, in your niche. You need to do that in your area, on the people who are in your influence zone. You need to be the celebrity authority. They wouldn't think of going anyplace else but you for help when it comes to planning that trip. But you've got to prove it. You can't just say it. You got to do it. And all these things I just said, getting up, getting out, sharing, making friends, sharing information, giving away free stuff, these are the things that are going to help position you there, because you have no idea how much you know that the rest of the world doesn't. We take this for granted. You're a lot smarter than you think. And even if you share stuff that's been shared before, that you believe people must already know, packing tips, it doesn't matter. There could be something, one point that resonates there that you can inspire and somebody's going to be grateful for. So don't sell yourself short. And that's a wrap. Now hang on there. We got 6 minutes to go. I'm going to go check the question box to answer your questions and see what more I can give you and prepare you for tomorrow. And tomorrow is reasons why group leaders are failing you and ways to reduce risk, take control, and increase sales. Before I open up the lines for Q&A, I'm going to give you a shameless plug for my group boot camp, because if you didn't know how much it was, you're probably thinking it's thousands. It's not. There you go. And I'm running a promotional offer where instead of the 6 months for an extra 100, instead of 1,200, you get a full year. And every other week we do live business coaching. And like I said, I open it up to all of you to be my guest when I bring an expert guest in the studio with me. And it's on that worksheet there. So there you go. All right, so let me go back to the questions here. And before I dismiss you, hang on. There could be a question that you've been thinking of, you wish you had asked, or it could be your question. I want to get to all of them, and I promise I'll have you out of here right on the nose, right on time. And I wonder, am I also with everybody here, and I'm so grateful you're here. Thank you very much to my dear friends who support me, who I love to support too, and to my new friends. Thanks for coming here. Really, let's make sure we connect, please. Will I be seeing any of you in the future? I'm going to Moon Palace, Jamaica this weekend. I'm going to be in Cancun, back to Cancun at the Grand. I was just there a couple of weeks ago doing a video shoot for the Nexion Group Sales Summit. Earlier during the summer, I did a group summit also for Dream Vacations Cruise One Cruises Inc. Then I'll be training at National Conference for Dream Vacations. Wow, I'm going to be all over the place. So I wonder if I will see anybody at any of these big events. Okay, Stephanie says, what type of problems can group travel solve that we should be looking for? Wow, so problems could be a family that needs to figure out a way to get together where everybody can have a good time. The little kids and the grandparents and the young adults who have no kids, they're married, the honeymooners who want to go have a good time. You know, you can solve that by picking either a cruise ship or a destination that caters to that. An organization, then they're coming up on selling their 20th anniversary, enjoying their 20th anniversary. They want to do something different. They may have never thought of doing a trip, never thought of doing travel. Somebody who owns a local business who is a photography expert, and they teach classes, and they've met so many people who and established so many friends with they always talk about going to destinations. Oh, I wish I could shoot this. I wish I could shoot this. Well, let's go there. Let's do it together. See, the thing is, they may never think that group travel is a solution to the problem. Or the company, small or big that says, man, my salespeople are on fire, they're doing great, what do I do to reward them and to keep them pumped? Well, group travel, the incentive, is the solution. Yeah, this is a great topic, Stephanie, but everyone's got problems, don't we? And if group travel can be the solution, you win. So I can't pretend to know all the problems. Your goal is to ask for the 15-minute meeting, to be interested in them, not to sell, and let that problem be revealed. Let that problem be revealed. Joe says, hey, Joe, I have a client come in right before this started and could not get rid of her. Will I be able to get this as a replay? Absolutely, Joe. This is going to be posted probably on Thursday. Both of the series will be there, and you'll get an email with the link, or send me an email, and I'll make sure you get it. 100% positive yes. Stephanie says, how can I get the steps of being a group leader ourselves? I'm going to cover a little bit of that, Stephanie, tomorrow. So tune in tomorrow, and I'm going to go see if I talk enough about you being the group leader. Okay, that's a good idea you've given me. So thank you, because I still have time to enhance tomorrow. Eileen says, found your name through my host agency, Nexion. You'll be a keynote guest speaker at the group summit. Yay! In Cancun. I'm unable to make this time, but I wanted to find out about you, so I researched you, sent you information. My other colleagues who can't make the group summit either. I would love to put together groups. I'm new to travel. I'm going to miss tomorrow, but I will be signing up for boot camp. Yay! Very, very interested. All right, Eileen. Love your energy and knowledge. Be well. Talk to you soon. Send me a link to the article. I will send. So, yeah, if you guys want a link to that article, why you should be getting into the corporate business game, the benefits, the opportunities, send me an email, and I'll send you the link to it. It was an agent at home, I think back in April. I write for them every other month. So nice to meet you, Eileen, at least online for now. I look forward to welcome you, rolling out the red carpet for you in boot camp. Okay, here we go again. Here we go. Oludalapo. Did I get it right a second time? I hope I did. Is the boot camp training for experienced agents or can new agents benefit? Awesome, great question, and you probably know what I'm going to say. It's for both, and I mean that sincerely. I have agents, the majority of agents in are veterans. They've been in the business 10, 20 years. They've been doing the same old stuff. Stuff isn't working, so they learn new methods. It's great for new agents, not brand new agents, because I don't teach you how to negotiate, how to read a contract, how to block the space. You know, the very, very, very basics with the suppliers. We don't dive in at that very beginner level. However, if you're a new agent and you know at least the basics, there's no better way to get into groups than the right way from the beginning. So why wouldn't you get in immediately so that you don't make all the mistakes so many other agents have made in the past by just employing weak strategies. So I hope that helps. Denise says, I'll see you at the Grand Palace for Nexion Sales Summit. Cool, I'll see you there, Denise. Absolutely. Stephanie says those are great examples of problems that can be solved. Good. Tracy said, my problem is writer's block. Can you help with content and approaching these group leaders? Yes. I'm going to have to take it offline because time is up. Kim says, where's the donut? The donut. You're very funny. You notice, I had a maple glazed bacon sprinkled donut on Sunday. We rented to a private event, and it was just looking at us, and we stared at it for a half hour, Kim, and we finally just ate it. But then I had to come home, of course, and do salad Sunday and make a slightly healthy one. Thank you, everybody, and it looks like that, but Tracy, we're going to answer that question probably on my Facebook site. If anybody has any questions, text me, call me, reach out. I'm grateful you gave me this time. We'll see you tomorrow.